Thank you. Dr. Rebat, please pray on behalf of the Muslims in the house. Are you muted? You're muted, Doctor. Please unmute yourself. Dr. Rebat? Dr. Rebat, please, you're muted. Muted, you're muted, ma, you're muted. Please unmute yourself. Yeah, thank you.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning, Doctor.
This is Dr. Rabiat Alabere. The topic of presentation today.
Please pray first. We've not.
You mean I should pray? Okay.
Yeah, on behalf of the Muslims in the house.
Okay.
Thank you.
We thank Almighty Allah for bringing us together today. We pray Allah to be with us, guide us, protect us, and make this meeting a successful one. In Allah's name, I pray.
Amen. And thank you so much. We'll request colleagues to do a quick round of introductions. Now it's in the house. This is an African meeting, and we love Africans to do brief introductions so that you know it's in the house. Today, just giving us your name and institution. If you'd want to tell us more, perhaps something brief on what we expect knowledge management to be like in the next 5 years based on Africa Agenda 2030 and Africa Agenda 2063, the Africa we want. I'll start with colleagues from Kenya. I'll start with Biegon. Just a quick introduction. Biegon, in the house, please introduce yourself and let's know where you'd want to see KM in the next 5 years based on the agenda Africa we want.
Thank you, Narissa, for that. I'm Anthony Biegon from Kenya. I work for an institution called Kenya Agricultural and Livestock Research Organization, dealing mainly with research on challenges that face agricultural sector. Looking forward to having solutions that will make business easy and also address issues of food security, nutrition, and so much.
Thank you. Anthony, Kenya. Ryan, Kenya. Right. Regina. Kenya.
Yeah, good morning, Africa. Sorry, I'm down with the flu, but I'll try where I can. My name is Regina from Kenya, a librarian by profession. Nerissa, I'm sorry, maybe I didn't get what you said we should do for today.
We're just saying what we expect to see KM move, the agenda in the next 5 years of KM based on Agenda 2063, the Africa we want.
Okay. It has been a good platform so far. So for me, the mind-opening arena from all aspects, superseding the information, is what I expect from the forum as we keep growing. So it's going to give us a number of areas to continue venturing from. Thank you.
Thank you. Ryan, Kenya. Right.
Good morning.
Morning,
I'm Rail from Kenya. I'm a librarian by profession, Nairobi Technical Training Institute.
Elliot. Elliot, Kenya. Elliot. Okay. Zuena, Kenya.
Yes.
Yeah, introduce yourself then.
Good morning.
Morning,
my,
Zuena.
my name is Zuena Chebet Cherwon. I work in Kenya Civil Aviation Authority. I'm a librarian by profession. I would just say, just want to see application of knowledge management in the aviation industry. We have so many experts who have so much knowledge, and how it can be passed down to the new guys coming in, taking up aviation careers. So, and you see some of them are also retiring, and we always have that gap, especially for me where I come from as an authority. There's a lot of knowledge that is going out due to retirement, and I feel so sad that they are leaving us and it has not been passed down to the new team that is coming in. And I look forward to this session till the end. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Zuena. Flora Kenya. Flora Kenya. You're muted. You're muted, Flora.
Oh, sorry for that. Yes, sorry for that. Good morning, Africa.
Morning.
I'm happy to be in the session today. I'm from Moi University. I work at the Directorate of Research as an administrator. Actually, it's very important to see our the high K being dealt well in Africa. We are hoping that more research to be done and everything to be passed to the next generation. Thank you.
Thank you. Move to South Africa, Petani. Petani, South Africa. Petani. Petani, can you hear me? Now, Mutenya, Namibia. Namibia. Namtanya in the house.
Good morning, Africa.
Morning, Namtanya.
Hello, can you hear me, Nelisa?
Yeah, I can. Please proceed.
Okay. Okay, great. My name is Namutenya Amalwa from Namibia. I'm working for the Ministry of Education, Arts and Culture as a Deputy Director for Namibia Libraries and Archive Service. And I have a personal interest in knowledge management. So what I would want to see in 5 years is to see Africa as a knowledge-based continent using integrated knowledge to solve our day-to-day problems. Thank you.
Thank you. Call South Africa again. Second call. South Africa. Petani in the house. You can't hear me. Flo. Take it to Malawi. I know Edna, it's your maiden entry. Please introduce yourself. Edna.
Hello, everyone.
Good morning. Edna, is it possible we see your face?
Okay.
Yeah, we'd love to see new faces. Thank you.
Thank you. My name is Edina Galiza from Malawi. I'm working with National Library Service. As knowledge is beneficial to every organization, in the 5 years time, I would like to see knowledge being managed well by every institution. Thank you.
Thank you and welcome to the caravan. I know that's your maiden entry. Thank you. Petani, South Africa, are you here? Not to close you out. South Africa, Petani. Zimbabwe, Yuda, you have a mic. If Zimbabwe can't make good to Nigeria, I'm skipping speakers. They'll be last to introduce themselves. And the owner of the iPad, please. We want to have you rename the iPad to your name. Yuda, please introduce yourself. Yuda, Zimbabwe. Yuda. Yuda, if you can't Yeah, me, I'll move to Nigeria. Namchi, Nigeria. Please introduce yourself, Namchi. Nigeria, Abraham. Nigeria, Abraham.
Hello, good morning.
Morning, Namchi.
Good morning, Nerissa. Good morning, Africa. This is Namchi Remigis. So sorry, I've not been able to join in the caravan for a long while now. Nature of the job got me migrating out, so I've not been participating actively. Very my sincere apologies for not being available as she had wanted me to be on the platform. I'm really impressed with what I've seen, the way we have grown. The caravan has been growing so far from 15 countries to 32, and that's something I'm happy about. Thank you, everyone. I will just be with you for a while. I'll be in the conversation, but I will not be contributing. So I'm more of a listener today. So you guys will pardon me for that. Thank you so much, Nerissa. Thank you.
Thank you, Namchi. Welcome.
You're welcome.
Abraham, Nigeria. Abraham in the house. Abraham,
Africa.
Nigeria. Yeah.
Good morning, Ma. Good morning, Africa.
Morning, Abraham.
Yeah, my name is Abraham from Nigeria, based in Ibadan. I'm Health Information Management by profession. I'm looking forward to the Africa organization to at least host this particular program in person. Good morning, all.
Thank you. I hope, Abraham, you're joining us in Mombasa. Yeah, we have the first meeting in Mombasa, which will be one-on-one. I think we've been circulating the call for the conference. Thank you. The other colleague from Nigeria is, I'm skipping, Mpo, South Africa. Mpo, if you can hear me before I move to the speakers. Mpo, South Africa. Mpo, can you hear me? If you have a mic, please proceed. Mpo. If not, the owner of the iPad, please let's know your name so that we welcome you to the meeting. Eliud Kenya, did you greet the meeting?
Larissa, I had to rush somewhere. I'm very sorry for that.
Okay,
so
please.
Let me just do a quick introduction of myself. Then we proceed.
Yeah.
So my name is Eliud Kimining. I'm from Kenya, a well-versed information professional, and I'm honored to be here. And I currently work with the University of Eldoret as information and knowledge management intern.
Thank you. Yuda, you don't have a mic. There's an introduction from Zimbabwe on the chat. We have, moving the introductions to the speakers of the day who are already in the house. We have Dr. Riabat. Please introduce yourself for now before we move to the program. Dr. Riabat.
Okay, I'm Rabiat from Nigeria. My area of specialization is language teaching. So I want to see how indigenous language can help in our national development.
Thank you, Doctor. Dr. Florence, she's also a speaker from Ghana. Please introduce yourself.
Teresa, thank you very much. Habari.
Missouri Sana.
Yeah, I'm Florence from Ghana. I work at Accra Technical University as a librarian. Well, I'm happy to get the invitation to be with you this morning. Thank you very much. I'm really grateful. Well, as a librarian and also as an indigenous knowledge indigenous knowledge, advocates of an indigenous knowledge. I'm hoping that in the next 5 years, African indigenous knowledge will be revitalized and accepted to be inculcated in our Western education system. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I don't think I've left anyone for basic introduction apart from our pillar. And before I ask Dr. Irene to introduce herself and to officially welcome us, I want to introduce myself. My name is Nerissa, and of course, I come from Team Information Africa. And on behalf of Information Africa, we're happy that you've given us the mandate to deliver this to spearhead the caravan for Africa. For today, we'd expect to have a new country. I think Prof. Adetmire will tell us the new country. And the speaking countries for today are 5. That's Egypt, Ghana, Nigeria, Sierra Leone, and South Africa. So far, colleagues, we've been able to reach out to colleagues from 24 African countries and 4 other countries, other Africans joining from the diaspora. And out of the 28, which is in total, because we have Belgium, Canada, China, and Sweden as part of the members in diaspora. We expect Canada and China to join in today. And for the African countries, we'd expect the new country joining in: Botswana, Cameroon, Canada, China, Egypt, Eswatini, Ethiopia, Ghana, Kenya, Lesotho, Malawi, Mali, Namibia, Nigeria, Sierra Leone, Somaliland, South Africa, Sudan, Zimbabwe, and Zambia to join in. So we'll have a formal official welcome by Professor Adetmire to the meeting. And colleagues, you know that this meeting also, it's not about the team which works with Nerissa. It's also about senior colleagues from Africa who've been supporting the process. The senior colleagues who've been supporting the process for the last 2 years. For those who are new to this, we marked 2 years last month. We include Professor Irene Adetmire. It includes Dr. Achurch of Kenya, is a chairman for board of chairman, one of the county governments of Kenya, and Dr. Jama Masejama from Somaliland, the director, Red Sea Foundation and the Asia Cultural Center. So I request Dr. Professor Irene Adetmire to formally and officially welcome us to the meeting. I know we have issues with time zones, so I know more colleagues will be joining in because of the time zones. Prof, are you in the house, ma'am?
Thank you very much, Nerissa. Good morning to everybody. I want to greet everybody and officially welcome you to this workshop. Most importantly, I want to welcome the participants from Benin. This is their first time, and I'm so elated that we can have participants from Benin. And I look forward to having other participants from Francophone country. I want to thank all the speakers that we're going to have today, speakers from Ghana, Dr. Florence, speakers from Egypt, speakers from Nigeria, Sierra Leone, and one other country. I want to thank you that something that was started from like a small child's play, it has elevated now to having 24 participants from 24 African countries and 4 from the diaspora. And we look forward to having more entries because Africa is a continent and we should think about ways in which we can improve things that come out from Africa. So the workshop is an interesting thing where you can share your experiences and we can look at ways in which knowledge management and indigenous knowledge can be used to improve our lives in the African setting. And you know, it will be important if in our own individual ways, we find ways in which we can adopt, we can use indigenous knowledge and knowledge management to improve the quality of lives for the African continent. I look forward to a useful deliberation. We've always had a fun, refreshing, and interesting workshop every month. And I want to say that keep on inviting more participants so that they can be beneficiaries of more skills, of more experience, of more knowledge, and they can also propagate the issue of the use of knowledge management to improve our continent. Welcome, everybody. God bless you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Of course, I'd close these introductions, but there's a new entry. Tokozani, I think you're joining from either Lesotho or Botswana. Tokozani, where are you joining from? Tokozani. And of course, Dr. Iman from Egypt. We appreciate both of you. Just a quick update based on what Prof has mentioned is that we're still getting towards the conference and we expect full papers. Those of you submitting full papers should do it by 19th of this month. And already we've started sending out workshop conference participation request letters so that if you're planning, it can help you to work towards attending the meeting. And then the update is that the conference still will be an hybrid. So expect to have both physical in Mombasa, Kenya, and hybrid via Zoom. We're working on those. And perhaps again, what's adding on the highlights of the caravan, apart from us meeting monthly, is that we've been able to showcase story of the caravan as a success story, as a best practice in Africa in two scenarios. One, we're able to share the story with the Knowledge Management Leadership Forum of the Australian Knowledge Management Association. And last week, it was featured by the South African Knowledge Management South African Association, South Africa Association, as a story that matters. So it was featured as one of the success stories that matter during and post-COVID. So we're moving this agenda forward, and we want to, as Prof said, we want to move it to as many countries as possible. For today's program, we have the 5 speakers, already 2 speakers in the house. Dr. Reabat will be speaking about the influence of indigenous language for sustainable national development and national development. We have Dr. Florence, who is already in the house also, joining all the way from Ghana. Joining all the way from Ghana. And this is also a maiden entry to the caravan and maiden entry to speak. We appreciate. She'll be talking about decolonizing our library systems, alternative and prospects of interfacing African indigenous knowledge. And then we also appreciate Dr. Iman, who is also a maiden entry, and she'll be also speaking Egypt on improvement of scientific knowledge and research skills of students and youth researchers. The other speaker will be Dr. Fono Kone, all the way from South Africa. He'll be talking about the role of knowledge management in sustainable development. And last but not least will be Umar Bangura from Sierra Leone. Will be talking about promoting the use of knowledge for sustainable development. Dr. Riabat, please also forgive me for not pronouncing your name appropriately. If you're ready, kindly, you can take up your presentation. Usually you do the presentation, then we'll take up a few questions and comments for your presentation. Please, if you want to share screen also, you have the right.
To share the screen.
Yeah, you have the right.
Good morning, everyone, once again.
Morning.
The topic of presentation is the influence of indigenous language on sustainable national development. The purpose for this topic is to see how indigenous language can help in improving our national development, since our native languages are now extinct. So they are not everyone once again.
Well, please proceed.
The topic of is the influence of indigenous language on sustainable national development. The purpose for this topic is to see how indigenous language can abstract. The abstract, this presentation intends to highlight the influence of indigenous languages on sustainable national development. Indigenous languages has been identified as a means of transmitting ideas, culture, norms, and thoughts from one generation to another. Nigeria being the most multilingual country in Africa.
There's an echo. Sorry, there's an echo. There's an echo.
Intends to highlight more than 400 various languages, levels of indigenous languages with rich cultures. Be identified as a means of transmitting ideas, culture, norms, and thoughts from one generation to another. Nigeria being the most multilingual country. Having a look at the development.
Sorry, there's an echo. There's an echo.
More than around the world, one will see that most nations that are advanced in technology are nations that use indigenous language as the language of education, commerce, politics, social activities, and sciences. Therefore, it is high time that the developing African nations should start promoting indigenous languages to meet up with the 21st century technological developments and revive the extinction of the indigenous languages in Africa. It should be remembered that a lost language is a loss of a national identity, race, and ways of life. So, to avoid these negative effects, regular and vigorous use of indigenous languages should be encouraged to preserve them, that is, to preserve our culture. So when you look around, one will see that the present generation of children we are having can no longer speak our indigenous languages. And in view of this, I think we should make sure that we see that our children speak our indigenous languages so that they can be able to pass it across to other generations. Language, that is introduction. Language is distinct to human system of communication, a vehicle through which culture is transmitted, while an indigenous language is a language that is native to a set of people or region. So it is a language that is spoken in a linguistically distinct community and adopted by many generations. According to Alabere 2017, there are significant differences between knowing how to speak the native language and the ability to organize the language in a cohesive knowledge. She further posts that crucial questions on what kind of language do indigenous learners produce while speaking and writing in their mother tongue. So this shows that most children cannot even speak their native language, not to talk of writing it in a cohesive manner. So when we try to revive our native language, when we try to speak our native language to our children, and we are with our children, and we are able to use it in our educational system, we will be able to bring to life our indigenous languages. Development through the use of indigenous language. Development is the complete, that is the definition, is a complete transformation in politics, language, economics, progress in education, social and technology of a nation to meet the world standard. So that is the growth of a nation in all ramifications in life. So according to Obiaga, 2016, development is the process of enhancing the quality of human lives, improving self-esteem, and the standard of living of the people of a nation. Adaku 2015 also has it that development is the conscious growth of security and well-being of the people of a nation, such that the people constantly optimize their individual potentials without problem. The presence of numerous indigenous languages spoken in Africa continent is a source of strength that should have been harnessed to foster unity through greater participation in the political process. However, the domination of foreign languages, the domination of foreign languages on Africa, the domination of African foreign language as official language has denied the African masses the privilege of participating fully in their political, economic, and social processes due to communication barrier. What this is trying to say is that in Africa, it seems that when we were colonized, we adopted their languages, the language of the colonialists as our official language, as language of education, language of writing, of politics, economics, and social processes. So without using our own language, the elderly people in the society are unable to contribute to the policies of the nation to improve the well-being of the people. The influence of indigenous languages on national development. National development is the educational development of everyone in politics, economics, social, and culture that enable them to interact with government agencies when enacting policies of a nation by using indigenous language. So it is hardly possible to talk of a national development without including the languages with which the people formulate their thoughts, ideas, and needs. For any nation like Nigeria to achieve unity and cohesion, the importance of indigenous language education should be recognized as it is stated in Nigeria's national policy on education. Therefore, indigenous language provides socio-political stability, political awareness, and security by bringing government's policies and programs to the grassroots. And those at the grassroots are unable to speak the official language. So how would they contribute? So this has been a problem in our political and policy making. Oluwabafemi asserts that a nation cannot talk of national development and growth without indigenous language. The adoption of English language as the nation's official language was as a result of unity, which became so pervasive and prevalent that it is bringing about the death of the indigenous language. Nations that use indigenous language. When you look at the world round, one will see that many nations, that is the well-developed nations, use their native language, use their indigenous language for education, for writing books, for reading news, for politics, for socioeconomics, and also for sciences. For instance, Asia and Western nations use their indigenous languages as the language of education, politics, technology, social and economic activities. And they are well developed. So I think we should emulate them as Africans. We should emulate them, and by emulating them, we will be able to develop our nation, and our people will be living a well-developed and standard life. Indigenous language and child development. When a child is born into a society, the first thing the child does is to learn how to respect their elders, how to obey, and the norms, the rules of the community, the immediate community. So the child first acquires his or her first indigenous language, through which he is able to interact with his or her siblings, members of the community, the parents, peers at schools, and the other people around him or her, particularly the elders. So through the interaction, the child is able to learn the culture, the norms of the community, of the nation, of the people. So also, the child tries to have instructional ability. That is, he learns how to instruct, how to ask, and then how to command. So with this, the child also learns how to regulate, that is, by obeying the rules and regulations of the community, of the nation. So through interaction, we have, through these functions, the child is able to interact well, request, command, and have wisdom and understanding of his history, culture, and the heritage. Then patience. The child also acquires patience, moral and social attitude. Then obey rules and regulations. So when the child is brought up in a community, the child learns the norms and rules and culture of the society. So this will help the child to mix up with others. Then when the child is being taught in that language, he will be able to blend. He will be able to know, to understand well what he or she is being taught. Not that the children are not knowing what they are being taught with the official language, but the development of the nation is not as what we expected. Conclusion. The role of indigenous language in human society cannot be underestimated. It provides means for social interaction, policy management, and organization. So it is the best and better means of learning sciences and technology for better understanding and development. Adamo 2013 further concludes that if we insist in speaking English language due to its global acceptance, we are killing our own national languages, our national identities. So the following are the references. Thank you for listening. Hello.
Thank you, Dr.
Hello,
Robert.
thank you. Yes, that is my
You're
presentation.
welcome.
Thank you so much.
I don't know where Nerissa has disappeared to, but
I'm here.
think she, oh,
I'm here. Thank
welcome
you.
back.
Thank you. You know, I'm just saying
Thank
like
you.
it's a double sound, but thank you so much. That's quite powerful. I think your presentation will pick in discussions on. Hello, can you hear me?
Hello, yes, now, here now. Hello?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, be good, you can hear me?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Thanks. You know, I'm just saying like it's a double sound. Thank you so much. I think I have a problem, Biegon here. It's here going back. Perhaps Biegon can just pick up the discussion.
Yeah, the echo is there, although maybe it can be enhanced by your speakers also. But the discussion is quite good. I don't know if the rest are also having that challenge of echo.
I think I have a problem, Biegon here. It's